Prince Harry's engagement to American actress Meghan Markle made front-page news around the world when it was announced last November, and their upcoming wedding looks set to be the event of the year. Having already accompanied Prince Harry on a number of official engagements, it appears the newest member of the Windsor family is already getting the hang of the royal reins. But what do we know about the royal residence that will be her home once the pair tie the knot? The historic Kensington Palace was completed in 1605 to the design of Sir George Coppin. Originally a two-story Jacobean mansion, it became an official royal residence in 1689 after it was purchased by William III and Mary II of England. In the 327 years since, it has been passed down through numerous monarchical reigns, and has been the residence of Queen Anne, George I, George II and Queen Victoria, among many others. Not all those who lived in the palace enjoyed good fortune there. Female royals have had it hard at Kensington Palace, says the London Evening Standard. Queen Anne fell pregnant 17 times with her husband Prince George of Denmark while living at the palace, but none survived to adulthood, and as a result, she fell into multiple depressive episodes throughout her reign. Queen Caroline fared little better, and after her 8th pregnancy when an umbilical hernia resulted in a botched surgery. More recently, it's been reported that numerous friends, aides and servants of the late Princess Margaret and Princess Diana have said that both were unhappy while living at the royal residence. By the late 19th century, the palace had fallen into disrepair. It was facing calls to be torn down until Queen Victoria came to its rescue, stating that while she lived, the palace in which she was born should not be destroyed. It has since been restored. In the late 19th century, the palace fell into neglect. It was facing calls to be torn down until Queen Victoria came to its rescue, stating that while she lived, the palace in which she was born should not be destroyed. It has since been restored. Yet despite its popularity among younger members of the royal family today, a reigning monarch has not lived there in more than 250 years. The last sovereign who called the palace home was King George II, who died there in 1760. The residence, now considered a marvel of Jacobean architecture and a staple of British royal heritage, Kensington Palace underwent a £12 million refurbishment in 2012. "We have set out to awake the sleeping beauty of Kensington Palace," said Charles Mackay, chair of the Historic Royal Palace's board. The restoration removed traces of shrapnel, which had badly damaged the palace, and installed an exhibition on the lives of both Queen Victoria and the current monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. A 2016 exhibition also oversaw the renovation and display of dresses worn by Diana, Princess of Wales, who lived at the palace from 1981 until her death in 1997. The previously lavish and grandiose interior of the palace now features a more minimalist, modernist approach to aesthetics. While the original living quarters have been left untouched due to their historical significance, other areas feature a wide array of art installations, including a collection of light sculptures and other works. Where will Prince Harry and Meghan Markle live? Prince Harry lives at Nottingham Cottage on the grounds, and palace sources have confirmed the couple will continue to live there once they are married. The property is one of the smallest on the royal estate, and it may be something of a starter home for the newlyweds, with 2 bedrooms, a small living room, kitchen and bathroom. That said, it does still boast reception rooms, designed by Sir Christopher Wren, and a small garden, where Harry slung up a hammock when he first moved into the property, according to the Daily Mirror. The cottage was also once home to Princess Diana's sister, Lady Jane Fellows, and her husband Sir Robert Fellows, the Queen's former secretary. Is it big enough to support a family? It could be that the newlyweds move on sooner rather than later, if rumors they are keen to start a family are to be believed. Paul Burrell, former royal butler and confidant to Princess Diana, has said in a recent interview that Prince Harry is keen to have a large family and does not want to wait around. The couple have already alluded to their desire to have children and talked about starting a family in the near future during their televised engagement interview. The Sun claims Harry is already scoping out grander accommodation within the palace, possibly eyeing up the 21-room apartment next door to his brothers. Where do they live? The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, along with their children Prince George and Princess Charlotte, live at apartment 1A. They have completed a £4.5 million refurbishment of the lavish 19-room suite, which was formerly the home of Princess Margaret, the Queen's sister. The couple's 2 children are soon to be joined by a third, with the Duchess due in April. Burrell predicts they might not stop there, claiming, "There will be one more. There'll be 4, they want 4, meaning the extra refurbished rooms will come in handy." On a more supernatural note, apartment 1A is also said to be the most haunted in the palace. Rumor has it that just before his death, King George II was spotted in the King's galley moaning, "Why won't they come?" They were reportedly his last words. Another legend from the time of King George concerns the story of Peter the Wild Boy. Peter, who was thought to have suffered from a rare genetic condition that causes developmental delay and severe facial abnormalities, was found wandering in a forest in Hanover and was brought to London by the king, where he would roam the hallways of the palace. He'd die on the 22nd of February, and according to palace curators, each year on that date still haunts the king's staircase. Who else lives at the palace? Apart from